doing business in India, right? There is so much chatter about our regulations. It's difficult to do business in India, etc. Right? What has been your personal experience running a factory? Right? Our factory laws, our labor laws are known to be notoriously bad, right? But what has been your personal experience?
So I think for it's sometimes a little bit like, when you are a fish in water.
Yeah.
Do you know it's water, right? So because हम तो यहीं पे हैं and हम यही देख रहे हैं. But I'll give you a couple of examples, right? Because once you reflect, you realize. So I have seen the environment in Gujarat versus, let's say, other states where it's worse. So then that brings it into focus, right? I think in India, and then obviously as when I have seen Indian companies versus China, Korea, Germany, these are some companies where I have, some countries where I've had more exposure to, and I can see the differences. In India, I think if I were to ask anything of the government, it would be to tinker less, right? It would be to step away a little bit, right? I think the Indian government is very interventionist. I think they tend to believe that they can solve something, right, with a stroke of pen and paper, which I don't think it works in practicality. In India, what I've observed is, given the choice between making something simple and complicated, the preference is to do something complicated, which makes it so that burdens you with this, it's almost like cholesterol in your blood, right? That continuously you have to manage and run with, etc., which makes it difficult. We have a certain state, the way it is, it's difficult for me to visualize how else it could be. But if it were to be anything, I would say first, given a choice, don't simplify things rather than complicate things, number one. And the second is, trust, let it be innocent until proven guilty. I think most Indian regulations and laws start by assuming that
Guilty
the businessman is trying
innocent.
to do something wrong.
Yes.
It is so, and frankly, I mean, if you were to look through the laws, the labor laws and the industrial laws, I promise you, no company will be able to clear 100% of them. It is so maddeningly complex, right? So that's the second thing. Imagine it's simplify innocent until proven guilty. Third is, what is the role of the government? I think the role of the government has to be, broad infrastructure, roads, ports, that sort of thing. Trade relationships with great nations. Get me an FTA with Europe, USA. God bless you. That will be brilliant. And help bring global firm supply chains to India, make concerted efforts to do that. These are the kind of things that I would want. Money, exact money, incentives, etc., less important.
Got it. And this FTA network you talk about, this China plus one, Vietnam and Bangladesh has some of the best FTA network, I guess. Yeah. Right? So competing with them when they have easy access to all of these markets.
So difficult. It is so difficult. We still have an opportunity. I think, I think the play that India can do is the ecosystem play, because these economies cannot do the ecosystem play because they are not large enough, right? India has two advantages, and the second is less important. I'll come to that. The first advantage is that we can have, a full supply chain, right? You can have a fiber, yarn, fabric, garment, and all reasonably competitive, right? So together you have something unique that you can offer, right? The second one is, which I don't want to talk about because, we want to be able to export without attracting based on the local market, but definitely it does not hurt that you have a reasonable sized local market that may be attractive to these global majors. And we are not saying that you have to attract the entire China plus one year. Even if you are able to move 10, 20, 25% of it, that in itself is transformational. So that's the pitch, right? That you can offer the full ecosystem here, because firms are willing to pay a little bit of a premium if they have that security, stability of having everything in one, under one jurisdiction, in one nation.